Howdy folks, Laxo here, and today we are going to go ahead and hop in and get started on the World Championship. So just like last season, we are going to go ahead and show one battle per day for the entire championship, and we are going to try and make them actual really competitive battles, like actually really strong accounts. So the first day, Day 1 today is going to be versus actually one of my friends, Penny here. Very good player, very strong account, and he actually really does know how to make some pretty solid teams. So this battle was actually a lot of fun, and I can't wait to get into it. And as always, at the end of the video after it's over, or at the end of the battles after it's over, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about their teams and critique them. I know that Penny is totally cool with me talking trash about his team comps, so we're gonna go ahead and get into that. All right, let's go ahead and show some battle. Now, I do believe that some of these battles are fairly short, but some of them are pretty long. And I'm gonna do my best to try and cut down as much time as possible, because I don't want these videos to last, 20 plus minutes like they did last season. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about this here. The first team comp I am running here is pretty much, I do like to run Gien in the back row to see if he can get that rage off first and do some really good damage. But as you can see, we were not able to put Soy Phone over the limit for damage on his team, so then our Soy Phone goes off and one-shots his team. As I was saying prior, the reason why I am not running Nell or any other bleed units on this team is because, as you just saw, she did what, 10 million damage? She doesn't need any help. He could legitimately solo a team. All she needs is Ulquiorra on this team. Now, I have done testing with and without Ulquiorra, and what I have noticed is her damage drops because, again, that's half of all the bleed damage that she deals. It literally cuts all of her bleed damage by about half, and that reduces her entire rage damage output by about 20 to 30%, plus or minus. Of course, it depends on what buffs you have for your bleed and or dot damage. It could go up, it could go down, but it's always around 20 to 30%. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and talk about that after we finish. Let's talk about this team here. So, this team is pretty much a team to try and buff up, or I shouldn't say buff up, I should say push Byakuya through the entire game to get him to the point of where he can actually get Hado 6 and one-shot the team. Now, unfortunately, he actually has really high damage reduction on his team for pretty much all of his characters. So we are not able to do as much damage as I'd hope. As you can see, this only does about 700k. Usually it does about 1 million plus, so just right now he probably has 30% damage reduction on all of his team, plus an extra like 25 on Hyoda and Maru, and various other amounts on other characters, so yeah. This is a pretty tanky team on his part, as well it is on mine. I think I have a fairly tanky team as well. Alright, let's go ahead and push through this here. Alright. So one thing I did notice watching this the first time was, unfortunately, I just could not get my rage up. Like, Byakuya doesn't rage again until the 4th round. It's like, wow. One thing I am definitely missing on this team that I didn't notice until after the fact was I do not have any unit that increases rage. So one thing I could do is I could actually swap this Unohana, SSR Unohana, with the other SSR Unohana. Obviously they're both SSR. And that would probably help this team out quite a bit. Especially because if she dies or when she dies, then she buffs my back row and debuffs the enemy back row. So that would help out quite a bit. But one thing I do like about this team is it's pretty good at purifying. As you can see, I have Purify on Rangiku, and then of course I have Purify on Unohana as well. So unless he CCs both of these units right here, I am going to Purify pretty much everything every time. Alright, so here we are. We just hit the fourth. Actually, let's skip this. Alright, so that round my damage reduction fell off. So if he was ever going to kill my team, that was the round right there. Actually, the next round as well, or this round as well, I don't have very much any damage reduction on my team, so he has a pretty good shot at killing my team here. Also, as you can tell, I'm suffering from not having enough rage. This is 2 rounds in a row of me not having any of my big damage dealers, or my damage dealer, and a couple of my support units going off. So shame on me for not thinking that through. I need some more rage on this team. However, as you guys can see, I believe Aizen should have 3 stacks of butterfly wings at this point. So he's doing like max damage, and I'm taking very little damage. So I did do one thing right. I did do a lot of damage reduction. But I didn't do the rage. However, his units seem to be going off just fine, because he has the combo of the 2 freeze units working together. As you can see, I believe this is his 3rd or 4th time raging, and I haven't gotten a single crit off, but Rangiku is really good at reducing the attack on the enemy team as well, so that does help quite a bit. Alright, so this should be doing a pretty decent amount of damage. Unfortunately, he has a lot of damage reduction up. 3.8 mil. It's very, very low, unfortunately, because he has, what, 1, 2, 3, 4... He has like 4 units that have damage reduction. Well, all 6 of his units have damage reduction, but 4 of them produce it, so unfortunately, just not enough damage. However, once again, if I had a unit out there like, I could probably put Okioda out there, and that would probably help out quite a bit. Okioda V2. You know, reduce the defense of the enemy team. Is this gonna kill? No. Once again, this is max butterfly stacks, Aizen, 1.5 mil. Alright, unfortunately this entire round, everyone was CC'd, so I didn't really get to attack much, so let's skip this round as well. Actually, I think Koga dies here, actually, yeah. Unfortunately, since he was able to CC my entire team, I was not able to get damage reduction off and lower their attack, as you can see I'm doing now. So him getting CCs on all my team was the reason why he's going to win this this round, because, well, luck of the draw. But I'm not going to say this win was luck. This is a pretty solid team comp that we'll talk about after.
見くびられたものですね。その勘違い、正しく差し上げます。お静かに。
Alright, so let's go ahead and finish this round off here. Actually, Byakuya is going to rage, so we can watch that. Actually, I apologize. That was the end right there, so nothing's going to happen after that. Alright, so the next round here. The next battle here. Alright, so once again, typical Bleed team here. I have Ichigo out here, and then I have, immediately after, I have Nell. Why? Because when you put Ichigo on a team that already has dots to start the game, he gets all of his buffs immediately. So, as you saw, he was able to one-shot a character as soon as the battle started. This is very, very important, especially if you are somebody that has a higher initiative and goes first. You want to put Ichigo, Shangai Ichigo, on the same team as Nell. Because I believe all the buffs trigger at the beginning of the round. If there are debuffs on the enemy team at the beginning of the round, that's when he gets his buffs. So, if the round were, or if you were to put Ichigo later, and then you were to put a unit prior, like Yamamoto, he puts dots on the enemy team, you would not get that actual buff from Ichigo. So you need to put him on a team with Nell so he can get the initial buff as soon as the battle starts. And since as soon as the battle starts, the other team doesn't have probably max, or the other team probably hasn't gotten all their buffs off in damage reduction, it's a very likely, very high chance that you will immediately take out a unit on the enemy team as soon as the battle starts, which, as you saw here, was very, very important. I think I took out his... Was it his... Gin? I think I took out his Gin. And if I didn't take out his Gin, then bad things would have happened, so... Very, very important you put him on team with Nell. I mean, yes, he does do enough damage to work well by himself as his own... team damage unit for a team, but it's pretty important that you put him on a team with Nell. Alright, or to get the most out of him. Alright, unfortunately Nell died, but that doesn't really matter at this point because, again, Ichigo has already sniped out all of his, you know, big damage units. And at this point, the battle is just over. Alright, so also I'm still not sold that putting Nell after Stark is best. I'm kind of thinking that putting Nell first and then Stark after might be a better bet, but I'm not sold. Anyways, let's go ahead and check out the next round. Alright, so this team, once again, this team, as I was stating in my last video, it's just going to be pretty much power up 5 million damage. It's just going to be power up Muramasa as much as possible and have Muramasa, you know, one shot the back row. As you saw there, 5 million damage on the initial rage. And, due to Muramasa's passive, I think it was, yep, he just kind of fell over and died there. And yeah, at this point, the battle is just over. Now, this could have been bad. If I wasn't able to one-shot his back row immediately, it could have been bad. Sogyo could have raged, and then it would have probably gotten out of control pretty quickly. However, I did have damage reduction from Ulquiorra, so chances are, oh, also damage reduction from Shinji as well. Shinji is very, very important. I like to put Shinji on a team where I want to keep characters alive, because he's very, very important. But yeah, I was able to just one-shot 2 of his characters to start, and that's that. 7.2 million. That is what a 7-star Muramasa looks like. Alright, last round here. So this team, I pretty much took inspiration from my team from last season, was putting Sogyo on a team with Aizen, because Aizen does do some pretty good damage, but unfortunately I don't feel he does the most damage unless he has some pretty good support around him. So as you can see, what I did was I put Sogyo on the team so he can help get that the rage loop off, which is very, very important with Aizen. He doesn't do very much damage, but if you can get the rage loop off, then he does some pretty crazy damage. Alright, let's go ahead and skip this here. Alright, so he was almost able to kill my characters, and if he did, he might have gotten the win actually if he was able to kill Hyoda and Maru. But unfortunately, wasn't able to kill him. But even if he did, Aizen would have rage looped, so. Once again, unfortunately there are only 3 characters left for Aizen to attack, but we can take a look at his damage. We'll just multiply it by 2. And that's how much it would have been with 6. So 4.2 mil. It would have been 8 mil if I had done it correctly. Alright, anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at some numbers. Alright, so these are the numbers. I went ahead and pre-recorded the numbers just to show you guys. So, as you saw, Soy Phone really, really did a lot of damage. And same with Byakuya here, but the difference is actually Byakuya, Soy Phone, and Ichigo all did the exact same amount of damage. The only difference was that the Soy Phone battle lasted a half of a round, and the others lasted several rounds. So actually, the Byakuya battle lasted 10 rounds, and he was able to get 13 mil damage off. So goes to show you. Muramasa 10 mil there, and actually, how did his Muramasa do? Here, his Muramasa should be here. Yeah, it should be here, I think. 3 mil. And he actually did some pretty good damage because he was able to get Rukia to rage, and then Ulquiorra to rage, and then Muramasa to rage. So that's the difference between a 2-star, between a 5-star and a 7-star character. Is a lot of damage, especially Muramasa, where he's very, very, very dependent on high attack. Alright, so that's that. Let's go ahead and get into some critiquing. Alright, so his first team here, I got a couple problems with it, actually. Not really a couple, more like just one, really. Is I do not like to put Byakuya on a team with Soy Phone. I feel like she does good enough damage by herself. However, this is only a 5-star Soy Phone, so it might not be able to one-shot a team, but I definitely feel like Byakuya should be on his own team, or should be like the main damage of a team, not a extra damage of a team. So as you can see here on my team, I pretty much put all tanks in support for Soy Phone, so Soy Phone can win the game. And here was all tanks in support, but he had extra damage here with Byakuya, which wasn't really necessarily needed. Also, a little problem I have is if you have Soifon out there to one-shot a team, why do you have Cotton or Cotton Kyoucuts on this team? You don't need her. Again, 6-star Cotton Kyoucuts, she should be on another team to help that team. Like, why not swap her with any other character? I don't know. You could swap her with I don't know, probably Ichigo maybe. That wouldn't be too bad. That way, if worst comes to worst, you get rage or you don't have enough rage for Soifon, you can have Ichigo rage, give her more damage, and give her more rage, so that might be able to push her over the limit. Like, let's just say, for example, my Gin wasn't hit his Cotton Kill Cuts, but it would have been Ichigo, and it would have taken away the rage from Soifon as well, and then Ichigo on his team would rage, give Soifon the rage she needs to then rage on her team. I know I said rage like 8 times just now. I apologize. But I'm trying to get the point of she doesn't need to be on this team, especially if you're just going to one-shot an opponent. So let's see your second team here. This team was really, really good. I don't really have too many gripes with this team. Yeah, I mean, just very, very strong team. As you can see, a lot of damage reduction. I was not able to chew through this at all. I think he's kind of suffering from the same problem I was over here, is I didn't have anything to lower the defense of the enemy team. So maybe put the Eisenwarsel on Hyoden Madu or something, or yeah, to get some defense pen or anything on the team. But yeah, I mean, great team otherwise, can't really complain. This team here, so one thing I'm seeing here is he has a bunch of back row attackers, and then he has Yoruichi on the team, and I think Yoruichi is more so for a front row attack team. So actually, what you could do is maybe swap Soifon for, I don't know, any other, maybe even Soifon for Nell. But I think probably, then again, he doesn't have too much damage on this team, so yeah, maybe it wasn't a bad deal. Maybe having her here wasn't too bad of a deal. But yeah, other than that, that's my really only complaint, is you have back row killers here, then you have a front row killer here. Well, I guess Rangiku, or I'm sorry, not Rangiku. He's more of a team killer, but Yoruichi is pretty good at killing the front row as well. Anyways, moving on. All right, so this team, I honestly don't really like this team too much. I see what he was trying to do with the whole combo, but I don't know. I just don't really like. I mean, we all know I don't like Tenses and Getsu here, and yeah, so not really a big fan of this team. Honestly, I think I'd probably just restructure this team maybe. No, because he does have 4 really good units here, but all of it's just out of order. I understand he was trying to go with the, hey, maybe I can get Grimmjow to hit the trick target and one-shot the team, but I don't know. Just not a super fan of this team. But that's just me. Maybe put Dangai Ichigo on this team or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, moving on to this last team here. So, I'm actually not sure what Soul Hall he had on this team. Yeah, it's not bad. Actually, obviously he had the Nell Soul Hall. So it's not a bad team, just basic bleed team. I don't like Byakuya. I really, really don't like Byakuya. I feel like he really doesn't add anything to any team. He's too squishy, so he can't be a good defender. He doesn't have enough tack, so his bleeds do literally nothing. And his rage does slim to no damage now compared to all the other units. So I really just don't like Byakuya. I don't think he brings pretty much anything to the table. Replace him with pretty much any other unit. I understand he's 7-star, but I really don't like Byakuya on bleed teams. I don't like using him, period. Same with Rare Ichigo. Both of those. Rare Ichigo, I might consider even better than Byakuya, because at least Rare Ichigo, he puts bleed on the enemy team and rage reduction on the enemy team as well. So maybe swap it out with Rare Ichigo. I don't know, but not really a big fan of Byakuya. Anyways, I think that's actually gonna wrap this one up. Unfortunately, this video took way too long, 25 minutes. So I apologize. I wanted to make it shorter, but I didn't skip enough rounds because I was talking too much. So I do apologize. But I hope you guys enjoyed this content. If you did, smash the subscribe button, smash the like button. I'd appreciate it. Want to chit chat? Hop on my Discord. Link will be in the description. And I'll catch you all tomorrow. Peace.